Hello, what's up guys, and welcome back to my channel. And for today's video, I thought I would just run through some of my thinking, my thought processes when I run the Battle of Tactics number 4 for the Skylords Reborn event, and I'll be bringing you through some of my initial plays for this event, and also how my strategy has been developed into quicker and faster plays by incorporating some of the card mechanics. And before I dive into that, for those of you who do not know about the Battle of Tactics 4, here is some of the details. Basically, for Battle of Tactics 4, it is an event and that you can only play twilight cards for this map. You start with 2 orbs, and you are not allowed to play flying units. You are also only allowed to play 1 affinity of a card. So let's say if a card has the green and purple affinity, you can only choose 1 of the cards to play. And of course, lastly, you can only play every card once, with the exception of transformation. For this map, basically is a copy of the Soultree on advanced difficulty. So basically I have to play this map at the community map on advanced difficulty, and there's a couple of ways that you are able to win prizes. So there's the main ranking, finishing the map as fast as possible, speed running it. Second are stamp rankings, and later on I'll also be splitting my gameplays into 4 different sections, showing the before and after the change of strategy. And lastly is style rankings, which I won't really be touching on because this is not the main focus of the video. And yes, with that, I think we can get straight into my initial play for the first section of the map. And as you can see, basically the first section is the one before the big wave, and initially I summoned the Veiled Blood at my power wells and monuments without doing anything. So the first wave, I just mainly have my archers, my Irish defenders to kill the first wave, which is the Slaver and the Twilight fighters. And because I built the power well over at the second monument, the Twilight units will go straight for my monument, and I use my Veiled Blood transformation ability to kill off the Twilight units. Yeah, so basically that's what has happened for the first section of the map. And after thinking through it, I thought that I could run the map quicker. And let me show you my second run for the first section of the map. And the difference that I did was that I've summoned, instead of a Veiled Blood at my power well, I have a Twilight Slaver right at my Irish defenders. And what I'm going to do is to transform this Slaver into the Veiled Blood, so that it will be used, the Veiled Blood will be used later for the second wave of archers and slavers. At the same time, the Veiled Blood has pretty good stats, so it will come in handy in killing some of the Twilight Slavers, as you can see right here. And the second thing that I did when preparing for the Twilight archers and slaver was to move my Irish defenders forward, because they won't attack my archers. And at the same time, I also move my Veiled Blood in front to get that ability going, so they can kill off the Twilight units earlier. Yeah, so that was the first section of the map, and I think the timing that was reduced is probably about 20 to 25 seconds if I remember correctly. So that's quite a big improvement on the first section of the map. So next up, I think we can look at the second section of the map, where we'll see the big wave, and let's see what my initial strategy was. So basically I have my Irish defenders up on the wall, of course, to draw the Twilight units, and this will then have the Viridia to cast the Cold Snap or the freezing spell on the Twilight units. And because previously my Veiled Blood I transformed into a Slaver, so I had to transform the Slaver back into a Veiled Blood, and then from a Veiled Blood to another Twilight unit. And another discovery that I didn't know, I could transform my Veiled Blood into another Veiled Blood, so I don't have to transform to a Slaver and back to a Veiled Blood again. So that was something that I didn't find out, and later on you'll see this being incorporated in my quicker run. So let's take a look at the second section of my quicker run. Over here you can see it's the same thing, that my Irish defender is up to the wall. However, this time I have my Veiled Blood down to the walls, close to the walls. By triggering the transformation early, I'm able to get quite a bit of damage to the twilight units before they are frozen, because frozen units, you deal 50% less damage to frozen units. Definitely some of the twilight units will be aggroed to your monument because that's where your archers are, and that's where the second Veil Blood will come in handy. And this definitely cut down the Twilight Horde second section of the map by at least 30 seconds to a minute or so. I forgot the exact time. So that was one of my thoughts, that I could cut down the second part of the wave, because that freeze really helps to reduce damage to the twilight units, so I needed to find a way to get to the twilight units before they are frozen. Alright, next up is the third section of the map. And of course, for the third section of the map, initially I thought to just run the map quick, to just move forward with my twilight units. As you can see, as it kills off the Stonekin warriors, basically just summon random twilight units and move forward. No planning whatsoever. I just want to quickly kill it and get Viridia to the Soultree as quick as possible. So this is my rush. And I also summoned the Nightshade Plant because I thought, okay, Nightshade Plant has a large counter, so it should take down the Stonekin units pretty quickly. Yeah, so after taking down all the Stonekins, I took a power well, and I guess this is the end of the third section. And so let's take a look at what has transpired over a few of these Soultree games, Battle of Tactics. And let's take a look at my revised version. And as you can see from my revised version, over at my monument, you can see that I have summoned the Twilight Brute and the Twilight Minions. What this is good about both of these units is that for Twilight Brute, when you transform it, it will allow your Twilight units to have a lifesteal ability similar to the Bandit. However, you get 25% lifesteal. And then for the Twilight Minions, it buffs your Twilight units. They can do 30% more damage to units. Basically, for both of these abilities, I tried to transform it close to the end of the Soultree so that they'll be able to get some lifesteal and at the same time deal more damage and clear off the Stonekin units quickly. And if you notice, I didn't take the power well this time. I only wait till I have 300 power and took the monument instead. So by doing this way, I save 100 power from building the power well, and I thought that I could clear this map within 3 minutes. So if you cannot clear this map within 3 minutes, you should take the power well, because you only break even your power at the 3-minute mark. Yeah, so that's what has happened for the third section of the map. And of course, the last section of the map where you destroy the final base, and this is what I did for my first run. I basically built the Twilight Bombard and have some like 3 Fiend to defend against the Twilight units, because as you wait later on in the game, there will be 2 waves of Twilight that will be attacking the walls or your monument. So the Twilight Bombard is meant to be a tower to protect my monument and also form a stronger defense. But I also noticed that the Twilight waves aren't very strong, so I kind of like switch the mechanics a little bit, and this is what I've done. I have Abomination and a couple of like XL units, and close to the base I built another Headcaster, a tower, so that you make sure to kill off all the Twilight units. So once it's about done, I will just attack the base, and I noticed that I waste quite a bit of power because I basically overkilled the base and it was no match for my Twilight unit. So I thought I could really reduce my waiting time and just go for the Twilight base quickly. And as you can see, I don't have a lot of power to build the last monument to end the game. So that's some of the things that I faced for my initial run. And let's take a look at my improved run. So as you can see, for my improved run, I have the Evil Eye, and because I have not played Skylords Reborn for a long time, I forgot there's this new card called the Evil Eye. And what this does is that whenever it kills a unit, you can take a look at the explosion. It deals a lot of damage to the surrounding units, and something like Soul Shatter or whatever knots, and really clears the enemy units really quickly. So I didn't know about this, and when I found out about this card, I know that this is the way to speed run it, clearing the camps quickly by using Evil Eye. And if you notice, I have the Twilight Pestilence, I think it's the purple affinity, which heals my Twilight, and they also receive less damage, 50% less damage. And as you can see, this Evil Eye really does the trick. I make sure to destroy the tower. If not, I cannot build the monument and also kill off the twilight units. And as you can see, it's just nice. I have enough power to build the last monument, and this is how I speedrun my Battle of Tactics. I hope you guys enjoy this video and really gain some insights on how I see different components of the maps as I play it, and also how I re-strategize what I did correctly or what I did wrongly so that I can improve my map timing and speed running time.